Hi, everybody. My name is Kateconnolly. I run an intuitive mastery school where I have a group of people coming together every week to learn about spirituality, to learn about intuition, and to work on their healing journeys. And it's a really beautiful community full of like-minded individuals where we get to meet online and hang out and just be together and hold space for each other. Every single week, I do a live recorded meditation as well, which is channeled specifically for you so that you can get the best healing that you can. If you want to join me, I have 2 weeks free. Click on the link below. So I had the most incredible night in lots of different ways and also incredibly painful in lots of different ways. But it turns out that my two youngest children, plus my two oldest children, have chickenpox. And for the older kids who are 12 and 15, it's relatively manageable because they are self-sufficient. So if they're struggling, they go and get themselves something for the itch. If they go have a bath, they do whatever they need to do to just try and calm and heal themselves. But for my youngest two, who are 2 and 3, it's actually a really, really difficult experience. So last night, I slept maybe an hour and a half, maybe, and the whole night was basically tag teaming between the two of them. One of them was in pain, then the other was in pain, and then the other was in pain, and so on. And I have to admit that, and I think for any woman or parent in general who has these children in pain, you can imagine like the stress that was like building in my body, and it was pretty intense. And after the first 2 or 3 hours, and it was midnight, and I knew I needed to work today, it just turned into this massive deal, and I was really struggling to get through it. And I didn't raise my voice at them at all, which I'm very proud of. But I did have multiple moments where I just had to breathe and I did an internal F me and then kept going. And what I realized several hours into the night when I was woken up for like the fourth or fifth time was, oh my goodness, I need to send healing. And I could feel my adrenals, especially my right adrenal, which struggles at the best of times, and I could feel them like pounding, like they were just in so much distress. And so I remembered, oh my goodness, I've just got to send light and love and healing to my adrenals. So I just did that for about 5 minutes, which you can do in the middle of the night when you're tending to children. Just kept sending love and light to my adrenals, and then just calming down my nervous system, just allowing and sending light and love and healing to my nervous system so that I could actually breathe. And instead of going, okay, 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 I'll help you, I could actually stay in a place of much more centered calm so that they would be calm. Because don't forget, how we show up in vibration is going to be how our children respond. And so it was actually a really fascinating experience to just remember in the middle of a crisis, oh my goodness, yes, of course, the energetics. The energetics are so important here. So I just kept sending a whole bunch of stuff to my adrenals and to my nervous system. I get really bad eczema, so I was sending that to my skin as well because it was like on fire, and just really just calming everything down and just letting everything just really center in myself. And I realize and I wonder if you have this same experience where it sometimes just feels insurmountable, the amount of stress that you're going through. And it only takes about 5 minutes to just take a breath, take a bit of time out, and call on healing. Just call on a whole bunch of energy. You can call in the archangelics for that. You can call on your higher self of the light for that. You can call on your guides for that. Whoever it is, your spiritual team of the light can come in anytime you ask and send you anything that you need. And I realized in the middle of the night, it would have been 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness, I could have done this hours ago. And what was even weirder is that about 5, 10 minutes after we finally settled at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it was, all of a sudden I started hearing this zzz of a mozzie in my ear. And after about 5 minutes of trying to like literally take my head off by smacking the mozzie, the mozzie that might be near my ear, trying to kill it with my hand, I realized, oh my goodness, I actually just need to shift the energy. And so I called in this concept of grace, and I just asked for grace for all of us. And I'm not massively a killer type, as it were, but my 3-year-old is so reactive to mosquito bites, and her whole body and her whole like her whole limb or whatever just swells up really badly. So I was in like mama bear mode, and it was just so much more important to me than, killing a mozzie. But I realized, you know what? I'm actually also out of energetic alignment here. So I just called in grace, and I just called for grace to like neutralize this mosquito energy. And within 5 minutes, it was gone. And no one got bitten, thankfully. So, again, the energetics is just such an important part of our everyday life and everyday experiences. And I sometimes forget to call it in because when we're in crisis, when we're in adrenal stress, when our body's feeling anxious, it's almost like the last thing that we do. We don't even think about that. It doesn't occur to us. But I just want to ask you and encourage you, does this happen to you? And do you get mindful and present enough to call those energies in? Because once I finally called those energies in for myself, the kids passed out and we slept. Not for long, an hour and a half, maybe. But we still slept for a bit and it was still a relief. And, even though they are processing all of their stuff and it's like creating huge amount of anxiety in your body, put your oxygen mask on first. Like, send yourself that energy, send yourself that healing, and give yourself the opportunity to be as centered as you can and show up the best way that you can.